Hey guys, I had to show you this. This is super awesome. So this was posted over on the All Par forums this morning. Actually, it was posted a week ago, rather, but the thread is still going this morning. And this particular post was made by Eric over there. And something I thought was really interesting is that the Q3 numbers are in, and during Q3, the Jeep Gladiator recorded its best third quarter ever as total sales rose 2% year over year to 22,674 vehicles. And if you go on down and actually look at the chart here, you can see that calendar year sales are up 25% on the Jeep Gladiator this year versus last year. So these numbers put the Jeep Gladiator now in second place among mid-sized trucks in America. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you that, and I just think it's so cool. So just to recap, I think that was a little bit confusing. So the third quarter of the year this year is up 2% over the third quarter of the year last year. And if you look at the whole year, calendar year to date, 25% higher this year than last year, which is awesome, especially when you consider that we're still kind of in the middle of a pandemic with all this stuff that's going on and supply shortages and everything. It clearly indicates that there is huge demand for the Jeep vehicles, and particularly the Jeep Gladiator. Now, if you go back 2 years ago when they launched this thing, there was a lot of speculation out there that it wasn't going to do well because it's really expensive and it's kind of a niche vehicle. I mean, it takes a certain kind of buyer, or at least it was assumed that it would, to want something like a Jeep Gladiator, to get somebody to spend 45, 55, $65,000 on a Jeep pickup truck. It was assumed that it would take a certain kind of buyer, and so we also assumed that sales would be a little bit low and that they never really would compete, in the marketplace in terms of sales. And it was also said that Jeep didn't really care about that. They just wanted to build what their followers wanted, and try to make some big profits on each one they sell. They weren't really concerned about being the sales leader or whatever the case might be. Well, here we are 2 years later and we were all wrong. The Jeep Gladiator is selling really well. I mean, it's getting to the point where you actually see them out on the roads a lot. They are now the #2 selling midsize truck in the country. Obviously, Toyota has the perennial favorite there, which is very interesting also when you consider that it is the oldest, most outdated truck that you can buy in the midsize segment. It's got drum brakes, it's got a horrible engine, horrible transmission, terrible interior. It's just way outdated, and yet they keep selling those things like hotcakes, which is just really strange. It would be a good case study for somebody who's in business and finance and marketing and all that kind of stuff. It'd be kind of neat to study that and see why it is that consumers continue to buy the Toyota Tacoma at such huge numbers, despite the fact that it's objectively the worst truck in the segment now. I suspect it has to do a lot with PR. People still think that Toyota makes vehicles that are bulletproof and they never have issues. They assume that they can buy one of those and drive them forever. And the truth is that pretty much everything on the market is really good these days in terms of quality. But for some reason, people just keep buying those trucks like crazy. I'm just glad to see the Gladiator doing so well, because what it means is they're going to keep it around for another refresh. We were kind of worried that maybe if it didn't sell so well, they would cancel it after a few years. But with the thing going as well as it's going, I mean, they're selling so many of them that it would be foolish of them to get rid of it. So probably they'll keep it around for a while. They'll, let it go through a refresh cycle here next year. I think 2023 is scheduled for the mid-cycle refresh. So, we'll see how it goes, but really good news for Jeep fans if you love the Jeep Gladiator. And if you can find one right now, the market's kind of, it's hard to find stuff right now, which is why a lot of people are just ordering them, which is what I do. But anyhow, I just wanted to show you that because I thought it was super cool this morning. That's some good news for the Jeep guys. And I think when we get through this shortage of chips and the supply chain issues start to get rectified, and things start to get back to normal, hopefully at that point we can really see, you know, Jeep and Ford and Toyota, and I think even GM has some new stuff coming. You know, there's a refreshed Tacoma coming next year and a refreshed Ranger coming next year. You know, competition's really starting to heat up, and once we get through these market issues that we have going on right now, I think it's going to allow for some really cool products to come to market. So I can't wait to see what happens the next couple of years in the mid-size truck arena. But anyhow, that was just super cool. Go Gladiator. So in other news, I'm trying to decide what to do with the big 24-foot trailer. The reason that I bought the 24-foot trailer is because it gave me space to put the side-by-side UTV and my son's ATV in there and still have some room up front to camp out of. But now that I don't have the UTV anymore and I've got a much smaller ATV to drive, to ride on, I don't really need this much space. So I could sell the trailer because right now these things are going for astronomical amounts of money. This trailer used to be like around $6,000, and then last year when I bought this one, prices had already started to go up. So you were looking at $700 to maybe $7,500 to get a trailer like this, which is what I paid for it last year, about this time of the year actually. Well, right now, this trailer is selling for $11,000 new. I mean, it really is mind-blowing how much the prices have gone up on these enclosed trailers. They've gone up thousands of dollars. A trailer like this, you know, like I said, 11 grand if you put options on it. I've seen some of them higher than that, and I do have some things that I've added to it, like the windows on both sides. I've put some splash guards on it, added undercoating, put some interior mods on the inside, you know, so it's got some additional things done to it. I've had it for a little bit less than a year, so I could probably sell this thing, get some really good profit out of it, and just downsize to a smaller trailer. So I'm just kind of debating that. I mean, the Jeep Gladiator, as you've seen, handles this trailer fine. Does a really good job towing this thing, especially after I got the Centerline TS hitch. You know, it does a really good job. But the smaller the trailer you can get away with, the better. You know, the smaller you can go and still do what you need to do, the better off you are. You save fuel, you know, and it's just less hassle, a little bit safer out on the road. So I'm kind of debating that. The problem, as you know, is that not only did these trailers go up in price, but the smaller ones did too, of course. So, you know, even if I sell this and make $4,000 or $5,000 profit off of it, I'm still paying a lot more money for a smaller trailer. So it's almost like I would be effectively doing an even trade there. And, you know, depending on how you look at it, I don't know. Everything is just crazy right now, but we'll see. For the time being though, still got it. Probably going to be using it again next week. We're going to go on a fall break riding trip down to Land Between the Lakes. So you'll probably see us doing some more heavy towing with the Gladiator next week as we hook this trailer up and load it down and hit the road again. Hey Tuck, you want to go play? Another foggy morning out here, but we can find a Frisbee and go play if you want to. All right guys, I guess these puppies want a little bit of attention, so I'll be back later.